Hey guys, Jen here from Diary of a Dreamer, and today I wanted to work on days 7 through 9 of my December daily. I know I'm falling a little bit behind, but I've got a plan, I've got pictures all printed out, just haven't had time to film. So before we get started, good news is my lights came in. Hopefully you can tell because the space looks nice and bright. And I'm excited. I cannot tell you how excited I am, you guys. Alright, let's get started. So to start with day 7, I am finally getting around to sharing my Christmas tree. This is just one of the stories that I had ready to go for a day that I didn't have anything specific going on. And right now I'm trying to figure out where I put my, I misplaced my tape runner there for a minute, but it ended up being like right in front of my face, and sorry, my head's in the picture, guys. That was accidental. So the first picture that I am taping down to the front flap is a picture I took the day I put my tree up. With it all lit and pretty, but it's during the daytime, so it's not the best photo. And so the picture that's going on the back is actually a picture I took at night in our den area, which is where the tree is, just to see how pretty it was. And this tree was definitely the perfect thing for us to get. So I got the idea for this layout from the product play class. I believe it was Pam Baldwin's circles lesson. If you haven't checked that class out yet, I highly recommend it. It had some fun ideas. As I'm sure you've seen in the December Daily group, people have been sharing ideas left and right from that. It's definitely worth it. So I just added a digital stamp, the story of this tree. I think it was from the December Daily, it's from the Storytelling with December class from last year, I believe. It was a digital stamp. And then I just typed my journaling about the tree. And then on the inside flap, underneath that, the first picture of the Christmas tree, is a little digital stamp thing I created. It says "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree." And now I am looking for a number. You guys saw me do this in the last video. I put the wrong number on the page. Again. This is what happens when you wait too long to get your videos filmed. But as I said in the beginning, I haven't had any time to film. Things have been a little crazy around here. So this is obviously a couple days late. But better late than never. So I went looking through, I have a box of numbers that I keep. Mostly for this purpose, but just in case I need numbers. And first you saw me pull out, what was it? I think first I tried a cork number, then I pulled out this gold number circle that I got from Studio Calico from forever ago, and then I pulled back out the cork number, which you can see says day 6. Obviously this is not day 6, this is actually day 7. The wrapping paper story was day 6. But I'll figure that out eventually. That, the green tree paper clip that's on top is actually a set of holiday paper clips. It also has presents in it that are red that I got from Michael's. Now I decided, what do I want to do with the back? This is before I realized I put the wrong date on there. So these are from Felicity Jane from the Joy Kit. They came out this December. And I just decided to pick up a couple of little word phrase stickers. I love these things and I do not use them enough in my projects. I'm hoping to change that this year. So I picked Hello Christmas and Twinkle. Just picked 2 and I called it good. These layouts that I've been doing for this December, some of them are very, very simple. But that's mostly because I can't decide how I want to decorate things or put the spread together for some reason. Right now I am looking through a ephemera pack that also came in the Felicity Jane Joy Kit. Just looking for something to add to this back picture. I did print this out. It is, I believe, 7 1/4 inches tall by about 7 inches wide. It's not the perfect layout, but it fits the back of the paper and I can still tell what it is. So that's all that matters, right? I'm trying out this little pine cone because my tree has pine cones on it. Pine cones didn't quite fit what I wanted. So I ended up going with this little green, really tiny Christmas tree. It's right next to the Twinkle, the second little word phrase sticker. And now I'm putting all of this in a little clear plastic case. I have a set of these from Michael's that are in a bigger box to kind of keep all of my ephemera together. Just that way I don't lose it, because, guys, I can't even tell what day it is, apparently, by the spread. So, of course, I'm going to lose stuff. So, I try to prevent that. Just fiddling around, trying to get the tree to sit where I want it to. I'm going to put it on my album. Later on, I end up repunching the holes with a bigger hole punch and call it a day. I still feel like something's missing, but I can't decide what it is. So, I'm going to look at these. No, I'm not. I thought I was going to look at those, but I decided not to. This is a little traveler's notebook I have that is for my December planning, just to kind of keep me on track. This is when I realized that this is supposed to be day 7, not day 6. And I'm sorry that my desk is such a mess. Hey, at least you can see the spread though, right? These lights end up working perfectly, by the way. And I will put the link to them in the in the comment section below. Just that way, if you guys are interested, you guys can pick them up. They were like less than $60. And they were a recommendation from Andrea Gray at Retro Hit Mama. I saw it on her Instagram feed. Felt it was reasonable, purchased them, they showed up 2 days later, and they are perfect. Yay, no more super dark videos. So now I'm trying to figure out what can go over that section of adhesive that was left on the spread from the number 6. I look at these white stars from Allie Edwards. I believe they were from one of her what is it called? It's her subscription kit. The story kits. There we go. And then I look through these December circles, chipboards, to see if there's anything that I like. And I think I end up going with this one right here. It says Season of Stories. I'm trying to figure out how to cover that mess that the adhesive left behind. And I want to work on clusters, because I've seen some really nice clusters before, and I'm not very good at it. I know Allie Edwards does it, Andrea does it, a lot of people do, and I'm just not very good at it, so, I need to try. So, I know that in the December kit that I got, I'm looking through stars right now, I've got a plastic tub full of random stars. But I know that somewhere in my stash, I got those felt hearts from the Allie Edwards main kit, and I'm trying to figure out where I put them. This is what I mean, guys. I gotta put stuff away. And I found them. They're in the very bottom of my cart that mimics a Rascog cart, but it's from Target instead. Or no, it's from Michael's, not Target. Works just as well. It's cheaper, and I don't have to drive 3 hours to get it. So I decide to adhere this with a little foam dot. Just that way it sticks up a little bit over the corner of the chipboard piece. Gives it some dimension. I wish I had some thinner ones, but I don't, so I'll have to, work with what I got. But I love how it turned out in the end. It's just enough to, to be there and be pretty, but it's not too overwhelming. Now I'm going to adhere the 7, and then I'm going to kind of clean up as I go, because as you can see, my desk is a mess. Makes it really hard to create when your desk is a mess, but I'm trying to make sure that I keep it within the frame. It's a little hard for me to judge, so I just had to move my stamp chamois out of the way. I keep that on my desk just because I do a lot of simple stamping, and I like to clean it off as I go, and that thing has been wonderful. So now we're moving on to day 8, and I'm trying to figure out what card can go in the back of this spread. Then I figure, hey, let's actually just pull stuff out and go from there. Day 8 was supposed to be an ornament decorating party at my house with a couple of my friends, but it turned into we just ate dinner and hung out. We did not decorate any ornaments, and that is okay. We still had a lot of fun. The Eat, Drink, and Be Merry is from the Allie Edwards main kit. I have the digital kit, so I just printed it out. The Let's All Make Merry is from the Larkin December kit. It's a digital kit that you can purchase off of her website, and I will leave all links below. Now, like I said, I'm just trying to find another 4x6 card to go on the back of that selfie photo that I took of our group of friends. And I can't figure out what I want. I know I like the snowflake card that's there, but I was looking for a specific card from the Jasmine Jones kit that I got, and thankfully I have it on digital as well, because it's not in my stash. I think it's actually on the back of a card that's later on in my album. So, yes, it is. I've got my album in front of me, so yes, it is on the back of a card that's later on in my album. So, thankfully, like I said, I got the digital kits as well, because there are some cards that I really, really like, and I want to be able to use them again, and also I can use them in my regular Project Life album too. So I went and I printed some cards off. I didn't want you guys to just sit there and wait for me, so, you know, it's always fun. So I just got to cut these out. I print 2 4x6s, one on top of the other, especially because the top card, which is actually the message from Allie from her kit this year, the thank you friend or whatever. I printed that out. I'm going to use it later on in the album. So because it has no actual borders, I put it just directly on top of the that holly picture, or correction, that holly card that's right there, just so that way I can make sure I print it out, and it makes it easy to measure and I'm not guessing. So as you can see, I'm just shoving that in there for later. I know exactly what it's going on top of, but I don't know where that particular card's going in the day, so gonna put that back. And then I end up looking through all of my 3x4 cards because I need to put a picture, or correction, I need to put a card next to that picture of my niece on the second set of spreads, and I end up going with this Together Is Our Favorite Place to Be card, which is also from the Jasmine Jones kit. She has gorgeous handwriting, and since I was talking, my journaling for this day is about how, you know, I'm glad our friends came over, we had dinner, we had fun. And it was what we all needed. We all needed a break and just to be around friends, because there's been a lot of crazy things going on lately. So my niece in that picture next to the Jasmine Jones card she's sitting in my husband, her uncle's, she's sitting in his gaming beanbag chair, and she is having a blast. She's watching Netflix on TV, and I snapped a picture of her real quick, and she looked at me, and that's how she smiles, which is hard to tell in this video. You might be able to see it in the pictures, or you can check out the pictures on my blog as well, but it's, she's smiling. She is awake. She looks like she's asleep, but she is awake, and she's cheesing so hard, but it's hard to tell with her, her pacifier in her mouth. So now I'm getting ready to take a leaf out of Allie Edwards' book, and I'm going to decorate that number 8. She did this in one of her videos from just recently, so some video from this week, where she decorated the number with some embossing powder, and I'm using some Recollections, like rose gold color, and a little snow dot stamp from a Hero Art stamp that I picked up at Michael's last year. I think I've had this, if not 2 years ago, I don't know, I've had it for a while, but it's got Christmas trees on it where you can layer. And I am just using my clear Versamark embossing ink to just stamp all over this thing. And then I'm going to coat it and call it good. It just gives the black numbers, they're cool. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a fan of the color black and white and all of that stuff. But I felt it was a little too plain. This whole spread is a little plain. And I might come back to it later. But I felt it just needed something, and I wanted to try out a new technique. And I actually really enjoyed how this turned out. My favorite part is watching the embossing powder melt when it becomes all shiny. It's fun. My 8 kept running away from me. Just cleaning up as I go real quick. So the problem is my desk that I bought an IKEA desk. It's not wide enough for me. Like, it is from left to right wide enough. I guess it's the depth. Excuse me, the depth of this desk is not big enough for what I'm doing, but my room's a little oddly shaped, so I gotta roll with it. So I have a big desk I've got a longer desk behind me, also from IKEA. So I go between the two desks and where everything sits. Oh, the problems of people in the first world, right? If you knew me this time last year, my office was in a completely different room in the house, and it was so tiny. I was so cramped, and I think that's why I didn't finish my recording last year, is because it just, there wasn't any space and it was always a mess and I could not bring myself to record. So I just used some red line tape on the back of this number 8, and I'm trying to get the red part off. But that stuff is so sticky, it's so staticky, it like sticks to your fingers and I can't get it off. So I can adhere this number 8 down and call this part of the spread good. The little tub you saw is a little tub I picked up from Michael's, and I keep it on my desk, and it's where I keep like little pieces of paper trash. So that way I don't constantly have to go to my big trash can. I usually clear it out after a project. As you can see, I haven't cleared it out this week. I've been doing a lot of memory keeping between project life, catching up on my one little word, getting that done for the year so I can get ready for next year. And December Daily, there's a lot of scraps in there, so I really need to dump that out. Like I said, this Let's All Make Merry card is from Larkin Design and her Larkin December kit, and I will link that below. And I'm just going to journal real quick about the party and our friends and how much fun we had. I had to go through like 3 or 4 journaling pens just to get this written out. My pens are drying out. I don't know if it's because of the way I keep them stored or what. I also use this particular pen that's in my hand for my bullet journal, so I might need some new journaling pens. I don't know. So I kept the very back of the spread like incredibly simple. I didn't embellish, I didn't add anything. It's just the picture of my niece, that red card from Jasmine Jones, and then the holly picture from Jasmine Jones as well. Now I'm going to move on to day 9, and it has the most, I think it's probably the biggest spread that I've actually done so far. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 pictures. Ah, that's funny. Day 9, 9 pictures. Woohoo! So right now you see me coloring this card. It is a digital card from my kit, and I will link that below as well. You can find it in my shop. And I'm just coloring in Santa real quick because on the 9th I took my niece, my nephew, and my sister, and we all went to the PX on Post, the store on Post, and we went and saw Santa. So I'm going to use this card to tell the story of my niece and Santa. So she just turned 2 in October. Little ham. And she was so excited throughout the day to go see Santa. It was all she talked about for like 2 days straight. Was, let's go see Santa, let's go see Santa. I'm so excited. I got to the house that morning, or that afternoon, excuse me, and her mom and she was so excited. She was like, Auntie Jen, go see Santa? So, she's the cutest kid. She's kind of a pain, but she's cute. And so this card, that's what this one's all about. And we got to the PX finally, and she was sitting in line. She was so excited to see Santa. And then as soon as she actually saw Santa, she freaked out. She was not happy. The thing with my niece is, for some reason, she's really weird around men that are not her dad, either of her brothers, her Uncle Lee, who's my husband, or her cousin Memphis. She doesn't like men that she doesn't know. She's okay with women she doesn't know, but men she doesn't know freak her out. We don't know why. She's been like that since she was born. But it was just funny to us that as soon as she saw Santa, it was an instant personality switch, and she was not happy. The Santa played it off really, really well, though. He tried to get her to come to him just for the picture real quick, and she wasn't having it. So he offered her a little candy cane, and it was an instant personality switch back. She was totally okay once he offered her the candy cane. So I stood next to the photographer, made a fool of myself to get her to smile, because she was still a little unsure, but she wasn't screaming anymore. But I made a fool of myself, and we got her to smile for this picture. Thankfully. Her brother, who's 9, was cheesing it hard the whole time. He was excited. Oh, to be that age again. You know, we were excited to see Santa and stuff. It's great. But it all ended up working out in the end. The rest of the day, and actually while my niece napped before we went to see Santa, was a baking day. My sister Sarah, our friend Kyra, and I, we did our Christmas baking. Here I'm just digging through a bunch of word phrase stickers that are on my desk. These ones I believe are there's some from the Brave Story kit. There's a lot from the Week in the Life kit that I got, and there's some December ones too. And I'm also digging for a heart. Most of my embellishments that are reoccurring things like hearts, stars, tags, picture corners, they can also be used as arrows that are like pointing to the side or whatever. They're all kept in a Tupperware box that I got at Hobby Lobby, just again for make it easier to find. So I'm using a word phrase sticker from the Week in the Life kit, and it says "This I Love." And then I'm going to put this blue chipboard heart right next to it, and this picture is good. This spread is so incredibly simple, guys. You have no idea. There is hardly any embellishment other than this Santa card, the Santa photo, the Santa card, and then there's some journaling on another card that I did that I talked about our Christmas baking. And oh no, you're gonna see me put some word phrase stickers down on this picture. These are pumpkin cookies that my sister made the dough for, and we just used some basic Christmas shapes to cut them out, and we added melted chocolate on the top. I knew in this Felicity Jane Joy word phrase sticker set that there was some stickers. There was a specific sticker that said holiday baking. Sorry guys, my camera cut out there and I didn't realize it. So it's super simple. These are just the photos of all of my spreads that I've done. And yeah, like I said, it's really simple. I might come back to that bottom card right there and put something on it eventually. I just put the word 9 on that picture from day 9. It's just Mala girl was sitting on her dad to keep her out of the kitchen while we were cooking. Later on, I added that December circle. This is December memories and embossing, and that's it, guys. All right. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment if you got one, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.